If you're married and live in California or any state with community property, you need to hear this. In marriage, income and assets are marital property. Choose the wrong house title and you could face legal headaches, especially after one spouse passes away. Distinguishing 3 types of marital real estate ownership easily. Let's look at the big picture. In the US, there are 3 main ways married couples can hold real estate ownership: community property with right of survivorship, and tenancy by the entirety. Each one works differently when it comes to taxes, inheritance, and legal protection. So in this video, we'll go through them one by one so you can truly understand which type of ownership best fits your situation and your long-term financial goals. Now, let's start with the first one, community property. Community property, what couples need to know in real estate. This system is recognized in 9 states, including California, Texas, Arizona, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Washington, and Wisconsin. What it means is simple: everything you and your spouse earn or acquire during marriage is shared equally, 50-50. It doesn't matter whose name appears on the house title. By law, it belongs to both of you. This structure ensures fairness. It protects both partners so that one person isn't left out of ownership rights just because their name isn't listed on the deed. And when one spouse passes away, the entire property value gets a step up in basis, meaning its original purchase value is adjusted to match current market value. This step up can significantly reduce or even eliminate the capital gains tax when the surviving spouse decides to sell properties. Tax benefits of community property, why it's so powerful. Here's how it works in practice. Let's say a couple buys a house for $500,000. 10 years later, that home is worth $800,000. Normally, if they sell, they'd have to pay taxes on that $300,000 profit, about $75,000 at a 25% rate. But if the property is owned under community property, something amazing happens. When one spouse dies, the property's cost basis is going to reset to its current value of $800,000. That means if the surviving spouse sells the home at $800,000, there's no taxable gain at all. Taxes only apply if it's sold for more than $800,000. Compared to joint tenancy, which only steps up 50% of the property value, community property provides a full 100% step up. That's a massive advantage for estate planning, investing, and long-term real estate tax savings. Important caution: community property and probate. However, there's one key detail many people overlook. Community property does not automatically include inheritance rights. So, if a spouse passes away without a will or trust, the property must go through probate, a legal court process to transfer ownership. This can take months, cost thousands of dollars, and even lead to disputes among family members. It can also delay selling or refinancing the property. To avoid all that, there's an upgraded version called community property with right of survivorship. Community property with right of survivorship, avoid probate and transfer instantly. This version still treats assets as jointly owned, but it adds something very important: automatic inheritance. All you need to do is ensure that your deed clearly states community property with right of survivorship. When one spouse passes away, the surviving partner immediately becomes the sole owner. There's no need to go to court, no expensive attorney fees, and no waiting. You simply file the death certificate, and the property ownership transfers automatically. This structure not only saves time and money but also protects the surviving spouse from family disputes over inheritance division. The legal and tax benefits of community property with right of survivorship. What makes this form so powerful is that it provides the same 100% step up in basis as regular community property, while also avoiding the probate process altogether. For example, imagine a couple buys a home for $500,000, and after 10 years it's worth $1 million. If the wife passes away, the husband automatically owns the full property. He would only pay taxes if he sells the home for more than that $1 million. To make this work, though, the paperwork must specifically say community property with right of survivorship. If it only says community property, then the real estate would still end up in court after one spouse dies. Moreover, this form isn't available everywhere, it's recognized only in a few states. And keep in mind, both spouses must sign when selling, refinancing, or transferring the house title. It's ideal for couples who want peace of mind, ensuring the surviving spouse keeps the home without going through court. Tenancy by the entirety, extra protection for married couples. Now, let's talk about the third form of marital property, tenancy by the entirety. This type of ownership exists in about 25 states. Just like community property with right of survivorship, it provides automatic inheritance. But there's a unique advantage: it also protects your real estate from personal creditors. For example, imagine the husband had a credit card debt before marriage. If their home is titled under tenancy by the entirety, creditors can't seize the property, because it's owned jointly and entirely by both spouses. However, with this ownership type, any decision to sell, refinance, or transfer the property must be made together. One spouse can't act alone. Saving taxes with tenancy by the entirety, you can't miss. Tax benefits here are decent, but not as strong as community property. When one spouse dies, only half of the property gets the step-up in basis, which means the deceased person's 50% could get it. For instance, if the couple bought the home for $500,000 and it's now worth $800,000, when the husband dies, his $250,000 share is adjusted to $400,000. The wife's share stays the same, so the new combined basis is $650,000. If she sells for $800,000, she'll pay taxes on the $150,000 profit, which could be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 depending on her tax bracket. Even so, this form of ownership still gives strong inheritance rights and excellent creditor protection, making it a great choice for couples who want extra financial safety. So, to recap, here's how these three forms differ in practice. Summarize the three ownership types for married couples and how to choose. Community property lacks automatic inheritance while the other two types do. Step up in basis. Community property and community property with right of survivorship are given in full, while tenancy by the entirety is only given the deceased's part to be stepped up. As for protection from lawsuits, only tenancy by entirety is protected from lawsuits, while community property of any kind cannot protect the house from personal lawsuits. Regarding the scope of application, community property is applicable in 9 states, community property with right of survivorship is only applicable in 5 states, and tenancy by the entirety is applicable in 25 states. At the end of the day, each form of real estate ownership serves a different purpose. If you live in a community property state, consider adding the right of survivorship clause to simplify inheritance and reduce taxes, if your state had it. If you're in a non-community property state, tenancy by the entirety could be your best shield for protecting your home and your marriage. Before you decide, always talk to a trusted real estate law or estate planning expert who understands your state's regulations, because a small choice on your house title can save your family thousands of dollars and months of stress later on. If you find this video useful, then don't forget to comment and share it with people who are interested in these topics. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next videos. Thank you and see you again.
Real estate and mortgage broker Danguard, with experience in over 1,000 loan applications and real estate transactions, aims to provide you with useful and general knowledge about this field. For advice on each specific case, please contact via email or website provided below the video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest information from Danguard.